here on day 4, the fourth and final day of the AVN convention, with probably, not broadly, easily the greatest trans performer in history, and one of the most awarded, medaled performers in the history of adult, Aubrey Kate. Thanks for joining us. How many trophies do you have? Have you ever counted them up?
No.
You don't know how many?
It's really funny. I got one dropped off this morning from Fleshbot. It was the 2022 Performer of the Year trophy.
Right.
It was funny. It was actually on my doorstep legit this morning. I got back from hair and makeup and I went to my house.
Right.
Opened it and it was a trophy. I was like, oh, thanks.
Now, Aubrey has won 3 Performer of the Year awards and countless scene awards. First of all, before we get into that, tell me what this convention is like in terms of just being able to stay focused and alert and awake and hydrated and all. Is it a challenge to get through 4 days?
It really is. I feel like I've learned a lot throughout the years on preparing myself and what to do. Lots of vitamin C, lots of emergency, lots of water, keeping yourself hydrated, and also getting lots of sleep. So I feel like a lot of people don't realize I'm a grandma, but I'm normally in bed by 8. And I'm signing here until 8 basically every day. So it's 11 o'clock New York time. So I'm super jet lagged and trying to stay up, but I'm dying today.
I know, I'm hurting too. I'm hurting too. You know, over the years you've had so many encounters with fans. What does a fan need to do to come up to you to really kind of make the 2 or 3 minutes he spends with you memorable for you? To really kind of...
I think honestly to be themselves. I feel like some guys just come up to me and they're basically I don't know, they just say they're a big fan and ask for an autograph and then leave. You know, I feel like if somebody talks to me and treats me like a person rather than just a sex toy, sometimes that's how I can remember them. I've definitely had fans come to this convention that I've met at my very first AVN, and they've just been coming back every year, and then we had that 2-year break, but it's so nice to see the ones that have always supported me since day one.
Yeah, some of them are probably nervous too when they're saying just 1 or 2 words. It's probably because they just are
definitely
starstruck.
It's funny, there's a lot of newer, I guess they wouldn't necessarily be fans, they don't really know who I am, but I stand out, so they come and then they look at all my DVDs, and then normally one DVD will have my dick on it, and they're like, oh, whoa.
Oh, they didn't realize.
And they leave, but then they come back the second or third day and they're like, sorry, I was a little nervous, but you're really hot.
Right.
And then I think that's how I get new fans. It's really crazy. I've been stuck at 499,000 followers on Instagram for almost 5 months. And now I'm at 502, 503,000. I got 2,000 or 3,000 fans just this week.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's great. When you look back at your career and the things that you've accomplished, why do you think you've been able to sustain just the level of, excellency is kind of a cheesy word, but just that you've been able to, because so many performers come in, they last a year or 2 or 3 years the most, then you don't really hear from them, but you've just consistently, stayed at the top of the game. What's the key to that?
I feel like there's a lot of keys, not just one, but I feel like when I first started, I honestly took as much work as I could, but it was also something that I enjoy. I love sucking dick. I love sucking a whole bunch of dick.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big getting it in my ass, but by a new person, I feel like it's that thrill, So I feel like it was kind of taking all the work I could get, but also turning down certain jobs that I know would not really fit my brand. And I feel like a lot of people come into the industry thinking it's going to be quick, easy money, and it's not quick money, and it's definitely not easy money. So I feel like it's something you have to want to do, and I actually enjoy doing what I do on camera. I feel like it's a lot harder for me to, be a stripper, a public figure, and actually talk with people in person. I feel like I can always forget that the camera's not there and just be myself.
Yeah. I'm guessing when you got into this industry at first, you were probably just thinking, oh, we're just going to go, film some porn. But talk about all the other things the job entails, especially when you get as famous as you have. Just the speed of the spotlight and things like that.
I don't think I'm even really still used to it. I feel like I'll just be walking down on the street and somebody will come up, especially with Elsa or one of my friends in New York, they'll just come up and be start taking photos, and I feel like you kind of always have to, not necessarily be 100% nice, but like still be friendly because they are your fans and they do like support you. I feel like I've always been really nice to it, but there's also an extent if you're too nice, they're just gonna like walk all over you and kind of take advantage of you. So I feel like just like having your head on your shoulders, but still being a kind person.
Absolutely. You know, we mentioned how much you've been working. You did take this past year off, which a lot of performers do. I think it's healthy and necessary a lot of the time. What's this last year been like for you? And just kind of taking a step back.
Yeah, I like kind of had like a big, I don't know, a weird year for me. I lost like a couple of my really good friends, and I was in New York a lot more than I was in Vegas, and I don't know, I just like needed a break and a step back. Also, I feel like the industry was like kind of just getting back. OnlyFans took over and kind of was like dominating the adult industry, so I feel it was good for me to get that break. I'm moving into a new house as soon as I get back next week, so I feel like it's gonna be like a whole new new chapter in my book, and maybe go to LA and start filming again.
Right.
But
yeah, I know you've been considering that, but probably no rush to.
I am, and I just molded my fleshlight like for my dick and my butthole. So.
This week here at the convention.
Yeah, here at the convention. That was day one, so super excited for that, and I know my fans will too. So I think I definitely want to come back to the industry. I mean, I never really like left. I just like needed a small little break, but I think I would love to come back. I just want to make sure it's like the right opportunity and with the right company and somebody who respects me and treats me right and also respects my boundaries.
Absolutely. Are there things about it that you miss though? Just like the being on set, the camaraderie, seeing the performers that have become your friends, things like that?
Definitely. I mean, I miss being on set 100%. It feels so natural to me. I was filming for like a reality TV show for a little bit, and I just love being in front of the camera, to be honest. I just think it kind of makes me forget everybody else around me, and I feel like when I'm not in front of the camera, I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they saying about me? Like, do they know I'm trans? Do they hate me? Like, I always get so many negative thoughts in my brain that are going a million miles an hour. So I feel the camera really helps me block everything out. It's kind of my form of therapy, if that makes sense. But I also just miss being on set, getting my hair and makeup done, doing the whole photo shoots. You know, the sex can be fun, but I feel like the sex really isn't my favorite part per se. But
you know, largely because of yourself and a handful of others. I mean, the trans genre of porn has made so many strides. You're seeing more and more people shoot with trans performers than in the past. Just kind of address that and the observations you've made about the changes in the way people view trans performers, trans people overall in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, like when I first started, definitely it was very fetishized and had a lot of derogatory names in the companies that would film for us, and it was always like tranny prostitutes, and like I was always playing an escort. Like I was always a sex worker basically, and I feel like that's what people like perceived us as. And in the past, it's kind of what society saw us as, that all we were good for was sex work. And even though porn is sex work, it's like a different type, you know, like it's legal and it's safe, and I feel like it's kind of growing with society, like it's kind of bouncing back and forth, and I feel like porn has definitely opened up a lot of people's views on it, but definitely like, sorry, I got distracted.
No, you're good.
Like,
you're good. Good looking guy walk behind us. No.
As I say, I don't get distracted in the camera. I do sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think people forget sometimes that, you know, some people's first introduction or the first time they familiarize themselves with trans women is
Right.
through porn, and it really does open their eyes to it.
For sure. And I feel like I was able to like break a lot of molds and have companies that did do trans, and then they kind of like, I kind of like took it to a different level, you know, like they kind of had all like the cheesy outfits, like very cheap deja vu-esque stripper outfits, and I feel I was like, no, like I want to be like a Victoria's Secret model, but like even higher than that, like
Yeah.
I feel like all I would wear was like Agent Provocateur and La Perla and like super expensive, and it kind of showed, and it almost put like a new value on this like face of porn, that like trans porn can be classy too. It doesn't have to be disgusting. It doesn't have to be nasty.
Right.
Yeah, we obviously want to be nasty and do dirty things, and I enjoy that, but I just feel like it can be pretty as well as nasty.
It's like very elegant, a lot of these scenes.
Yeah.
When you look at even though you've kind of been away a little bit, I'm sure every now and then you get on social media and see what's going on from afar. What are your any newcomers kind of standing out to you, making an impression that people should be excited about?
I mean, Emma Rose is always so fucking beautiful. I always see. I don't really watch.
Yeah, you don't watch it. You told me that. You don't really watch
I don't really watch porn, but I mean, I see like her Instagram and like Twitter, like little clips and stuff. She's always beautiful. Aubrey Kate has always been like a favorite of mine. Just seeing her like do her thing, you know. She like, I feel like she has like the same look in every scene, but like it's changed, if that makes sense. Like she has her brand and she's stuck to her brand. Where you see some of these other girls, like I feel like they're not necessarily comfortable in their own skin. So like every scene they do, they have like a different wig on or a different like, and they don't really establish their brand. And I feel like there's a certain few girls who like, they know their brand, no matter what the scene is, it's still them in their brand doing that version. And I feel like that also plays a big role on like how successful you'll be. And
it's interesting, you know, Britney's a rookie, a first-year performer, but she is so good already. I mean, I think her in her past, she was kind of a YouTube sensation for a while, but she's really mastered. And when someone like Britney or any of these new performers say that they kind of look up to you and you're an idol, what does that make you feel like?
Honestly, it makes me feel old as fuck. So. But no, it means a lot, and it's very special. It's cool. I like love when girls support other girls, you know? It's very rare.
Right. It is. Very catty sometimes.
Very catty. The girls are very catty.
Right. Last couple questions, you know, just away from the industry and stuff like that. I know you're a big shopper. You love living in New York. How do you how have you been spending a lot of your free time?
Well, I'm always with my dogs. The dogs go everywhere with me. I have a stroller for them. It's a little too cold. They have their own fur coats that match me. We go in our stroller. I love going to the Plaza Hotel and getting chicken fingers and fries. That's like 3 times a week for me.
I always see you at the Plaza Hotel on Instagram. I didn't realize when I see the chicken fingers pics, I didn't know they were coming from the Plaza Hotel.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I see caviar and I thought that was
So I do caviar and grilled cheese. The grilled cheese is on the kids menu. And then the chicken fingers and fries, which is also on the kids menu. And when I first went there, like, sorry, we can't, like, we don't do that. It's only for room service. And then I went back again, and they're like, why do you keep asking us for chicken fingers? And I was like, I stay here all the time, but now I moved here. Like, I'm not going to just stay here to get chicken fingers.
Right.
And now they love me, so they just bring it to me.
Absolutely. But I got to think your closet is pretty big. For all these.
Which one?
Right.
The one in Vegas, I took a bedroom. I made it my entire walk-in closet, and then I have a walk-in closet that was already in there. So I have 2 walk-in closets in my main room, and then basically every other room is like my stripper and like costume one. And then New York, I have just racks and racks and racks.
What do you like to do if you're like, you know, a night out on the town? What would be like? What's a good date if someone was going to take Aubrey on a date? What would be
something thrilling? Yeah, like go-kart racing or like rent a really fun car and drive it around. I like to like drive to Lake Mead sometimes and just like look at all the stars at night.
You're kind of a romantic at times. You like romance.
I mean I like to line dance too. I think going to like Stoney's and like riding the bowl and like, you know.
You just threw a lot of things out there that are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I'm very all over the place, you know.
I
feel like my looks were all over the place this year too, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Aubrey had a different outfit on every day, and they were all really extravagant and so listen, I know you probably got a big line of people waiting for you. Thanks for sitting down with us and being accommodating as always. And hope 2023 is a great year for you, no matter if you get back in or take a little more time away.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.